Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support as always. Ladies and gentlemen, William Samoei Ruto is again stepping on dangerous grounds politically that might even lead to another rebellion or protest, just like the one that we saw during the Gen Zs. And I want to start by reminding you that when ODM joined Ruto's government, they were supposed to help William Ruto achieve his unpopular agendas. Because each and every agenda, every policy that William Ruto had in mind ended up in court. Kenyans went there challenging them. The housing levy, the finance bill 2023 and the finance bill 2024, GMO, everything, police to Haiti, everything that he brought forward faced rebellion and ended up in court. And so the ODM was supposed to sanitize the deals. They were supposed to sanitize William Ruto and try and present things as if William Ruto is the best thing that ever came to Kenya. And indeed, they have done that. You saw Raila sanitizing Adani deal. You've seen how John Mbadi is now saying that he will look at some elements of the finance bill 2024 and they will be brought back. And I think there are some amendments that have been passed. But then there is a button that William Ruto has pressed that does not augur well with the ODM. And they are the ones that are leading rebellion and rejection and protest against it. This is the planned nationwide vaccination against some imaginary diseases in the mind of William Ruto in our cows. This idea has faced very many questions that William Ruto cannot answer. In fact, instead of answering that question, William Ruto is busy insulting us. That if you ever question why, how this thing is going to be done, then you're at most stupid in the mind of William Ruto. And most Kenyans don't agree with him.
Bas, wa Kenya, jina ni Lawi Arab Korir. Nimesikia kuna chanjo ati ya ng'ombe, ati atasuia, ati hiyo chanjo atasuia ng'ombe asinyambe. Mimi nilizaliwa mahali ng'ombe ilikuwa, na mpaka saa hii sijawahi sikia mnyambo mbaya ya ng'ombe. Mnyambo mbaya ambaye nimewahi sikia ni ya mtu, si ya ng'ombe. Sasa ni vyema kwa serikali atueleze mpango yao tofauti na ile maneno ambayo anasema yenye haieleweki. Sisi kama wafugaji wa ng'ombe hatuwezi kubali vitu yenye haieleweki. Wakenya saa hii wanataka barabara mzuri. Vijana wetu wanataka nafasi ya kazi. Alafu nakuja kutuambia anataka kuzuia mnyambo ya ng'ombe yenye hatujawahi sikia. Hiyo ni nini hiyo? Serikali asitupepe ufala. Sisi tulifuga ng'ombe tangu zamani. Tulizaliwa mahali ng'ombe iko. Hatujawahi sikia mnyambo mbaya ya ng'ombe. Na kama kuna maneno zingine aseme. Nimesikia kuna mjamaa anaitwa Bill Gates. Amewahi sema ati Waafrika, idadi ya Waafrika anastahili wapunguzwe. Na labda ameona njia rahisi ya kupunguza Waafrika ni kuweka dawa kwa ng'ombe ya maziwa. William Samoei tangu ODM kuungana na UDA sijawahi ongea, lakini hii maneno ya chanjo ya ng'ombe hapana, hatutakubali. Kitu ambacho tunataka saa hii, tunataka nafasi ya kazi kwa vijana wetu. Tunataka stima afike mahali bado haijafika. Tunataka dawa ya watu kwa hospitali. Halafu mnakuja kutuambia ati mnataka kuzuia mnyambo ya ng'ombe. Hiyo ni nini hiyo? Mambo na chanjo ya ng'ombe tunakataa. Si mngesema hata kuna polio ya ng'ombe inakuja kuliko kutuambia ati atasuia mnyambo. Hiyo ni nini hiyo? Pure kabisa.
So anybody opposing vaccination to eliminate FMD and PPR is simply mad and unreasonable. and possibly stupid. I mean, honestly. I mean, how else can you explain?
Now, in as much as the ODM is trying to protect William Ruto, in as much as they are trying to warn those who are questioning and criticizing William Samoei Ruto, on this, they are telling William Ruto, we are not boarding with you. And I want us to listen and read a few sentiments from the very senior members or leaders of the ODM. And then we want to look at 6 questions that they have to William Samoei Ruto. And I want us to compare whether you also have the questions. From where you sit, do you support the vaccination? Yes or no, and why? Let us go straight to what Ledama Lekina is saying. Then we are going to listen to read from Robert Alai and then Upondo Kaluma, some of the very senior members of the ODM. This is what Robert Alai is saying. Robert is saying, avoid the idea of vaccinating our cows. That is something we don't appreciate. I will vaccinate my cow with the medicine I procure. Don't get into this Bill Gates population agenda, kindly. And then he adds by telling William Ruto, the idea of foreigners pushing for the vaccination of our cows doesn't sit well with me. As someone who owns cows, I don't trust such a vaccine. Why only cows? Vaccinate even ducks and chicken. And I know the reason why he is mentioning chicken or ducks is because William Ruto himself rears chicken. And so he's asking, why only cows? Why don't you go ahead and vaccinate the kind of birds that you keep? And he's mentioning it very categorically that it is an idea of Bill Gates, it is an idea of the West. That is the perception that Kenyans have. Leaders, the locals, the literate and the illiterate. Then Upondo Kaluma is saying this. What is the aim of the proposed vaccination of cows in Kenya? He's now questioning the aim. To what end would the Minister for Livestock communicate or explain it with clarity to enable informed decisions? He's saying, to him, he's not mentioning Bill Gates, he's not mentioning any Western machination. He's only asking, what is the aim? Of course, we'll have to say the aim of any vaccination is to prevent diseases. But Upondo Kaluma, a senior member who has been protecting William Ruto and saying, we are in this government, and if there's anyone who's questioning to what end we are here forever, is saying, why can't the Minister of Agriculture come out, explain with a lot of clarity so that every person would say, I will accept, I will avail my cows for vaccination or not. That is Upondo Kaluma. And then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ledama Lekina, a man who comes from a community where they cherish cows, they rear cows. And he's also saying that he's not going to allow it to happen. They have supported William Ruto on many other things, but on this, he's saying he's not boarding. Kindly listen to Ledama Lekina.
Mimi Mheshimiwa Deputy President, kwa heshima, Ledama amesema ng'ombe yake haitadungwa. Na mimi naomba tuachane na hii maneno ya kudunga masindano ng'ombe, kwa sababu sisi tunatumika kama guinea pigs. Bill Gates anazunguka huko akidunga mang'ombe ya watu ati kwa sababu ng'ombe na nyamba. Si endelea tu kunyamba. Mimi Ledama nikidungwa sindano na nisiponyamba sindakufa. Na mimi nakuomba tu kwa heshima, we agreed to disagree and agree. We will agree where we agree in principle. We disagree where we find there are issues. I've lived in America for many years. Mimi nataka kuona hawa America tena wametangaza hii ndio ng'ombe leo inadungwa pup, alafu tuone. We want to be independent. You know, there's one big problem, Your Excellency, that I want to tell you today. How wafugaji sasa, they are guinea pigs in all manners. There's an act of parliament that I'm working to amend, ya Veterinary Services Act, ambaye sasa mtu akitaka kukuja kuintroduce a parasite, dawa ambaye anataka kuua ile irmasher, yeye anakuja na katika Veterinary Services kwa sheria haisemi ile pesa italipo, lakini trial zote, efficacy trial zote zinafanyika Kilgoris. Unaona watu wa Muriodikiro wanachukua ng'ombe yao wanapeleka huko, watu wa Bomet wanapeleka ng'ombe yao huko, ifanywe efficacy trial. And in most cases, ile corruption iko kwa veterinary department, it is worse. You find people paying up to 4 million shillings ati ndio ule mtu mwenye anaenda kufanya efficacy trial, aende na Land Cruiser, aende sijui alale 4-star hotel. We need to be able to put discipline. We have a lot of money.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, listening to Ledama, he's also mentioning Bill Gates. There's this perception in the country that this idea of vaccination is emanating from Bill Gates. And for William Ruto to clear the air, he must explain this to the people. He must allow the Minister of Agriculture to come out explicitly explaining what is happening. Now, kindly subscribe to our channel if you are watching us for the first time. Like our videos and share them, ladies and gentlemen. And again, thank you for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, let us look at these 6 questions that is becoming suspicious. The questions that people are asking William Ruto, or what makes people think that maybe this might not be genuine. And William Ruto needs to come out so that we clear the air. You know, sometimes even a good idea, if it is done in a very clandestine manner, if it is rushed, if it is coerced on people, then people begin to look at it with a lot of questions. If William Ruto believes this is a good idea, then he needs to do something. And you know that things are not good when ODM that has been supporting William Ruto decides to lead a rebellion. And I want us to look at some of these questions, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, there is a kind of dalliance between William Ruto and the West. There is a way people feel that William Ruto is playing puppet. People have seen this when Uhuru Kenyatta was in power. He placed a ban on GMO for 10 years for the 2 terms that he worked as a president. The first order that William Ruto did using his powers was to lift the ban on GMO. Later he told us he's a scientist and he believes it is good. People told him, let us have an engagement around this, bring experts. He refused. He said, it is good, I know. For the first time in the history of Kenya, we saw a delegation that came from the US. And we've seen the kind of courtesy call they have paid to William Ruto. And one of them is Bill Gates. They are friends. They met in the US. Bill Gates came to the country. And I understand that Bill Gates is a businessman. He could be interested in business engagements. But then people say that there is a clip that Bill Gates commented that cows fart so much and I don't know, they release carbon or something, some gases in the air that he doesn't like. I don't know, I've never, there's that, like I said, this is the perception that Kenyans have, and the expert, William Ruto should give us experts to explain. And so they feel that William Ruto is not engaging properly with the West, that he's a puppet. Whether you talk about taking our policemen to Haiti against the chagrin, against the position of many Kenyans, he took them. The LGBTQ that Kenyans had rejected, there's a way they went round and round, and through the back door, through the highest court in the land, led by Madam Koome, the Supreme Court, they gave them the right of association. Also against Uhuru's stand. Uhuru had once told of Obama in his face that we cannot emulate everything that is coming from the USA. So with that, people feel that William Ruto's engagement with the West is to our detriment. If you look at IMF and World Bank, William Ruto, they dictated William Ruto to abandon all the subsidies, and instead William Ruto increased taxes. And so when people look at this, they associate that, they try to feel that the relationship between William Ruto and Bill Gates is the one that is informing the decision to vaccinate our cows. It could be true or not, but these are questions that William Ruto cannot wish away. These are questions that he must answer, so that if it is a good thing, Kenyans, like Opondo is saying, can the Minister of Agriculture come on board? So the first question is the involvement with the West that is making this thing, that's becoming a hurdle to achieving this vaccination. Number two, why is he forcing it on people to an extent that he is insulting those who are against it? That makes it very suspicious. If it is a good thing, we've been in the country for years, we've never seen this nationwide vaccination. And if it is a good thing, instead of letting experts explain, why is it the one that is now talking about it unilaterally and is forcing it on people? You know, when you force something and you want to coerce them, people start feeling, are you gaining in any way in this? Of course, we've had the G2G oil deal that we were told it pocketed, individuals, a few individuals in the country. So people would be feeling, are you gaining in any way? The kind of force that is using makes it very suspicious. Number three, where is the Minister of Agriculture and why is he not talking about it? That is why we have every docket. That is why we have people paid by taxpayers' money. What is the role of having cabinet secretaries? Why is he quiet? Does it mean he opposes it? Does it mean he doesn't know anything to do about it? What exactly? Why is it William Ruto who has taken the front line in trying to explain, in trying to force people? Opondo is saying, why can't you bring the cabinet secretary to explain so that people will, after that clarity, people will decide? Because the way things are going, Ruto is going to create a controversy between the owners of the cows and the officials who are going to be sent to vaccinate these cows. There is an opaqueness that William Ruto must clear. Number three, why is there no public participation? You know, when you want to introduce a new thing, especially, I know William Ruto enjoys intelligence report in the country, you need to do public participation. What do people think? So from there, when you realize that there is a deficit in knowledge, then you simply explain. You can use the local vernacular radios, TV stations, newspapers, and explain one by one that this is not Bill Gates, blah, 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 and you explain. We don't intend to kill your cows, blah, blah, blah. This is not a way of trying to entrench GMO into the animals. If you do that, then this will be the best way to achieve cohesion. Public participation. What do people think? And democracy demands that if people do not want it, then I don't think you can force people. Because the cows are not Rutos. The cows are not governments. The government does not own the cows. And I don't think whether there is a law that can force someone to subject the cows for vaccination. That opaqueness is what William Ruto must remove. Because even a good thing that is forced, done in clandestine manner, that has got some opaqueness, becomes very suspicious. And then there's the question of, why does the president feel that he knows everything? He knows more than every other Kenyan. If leaders are complaining, including those who support him, why can't he for a moment sit back and say, there is something? Why does he feel that he's got the monopoly of knowledge? We've got professors. We've got people who have got knowledge in the very sector he's talking about. So instead of bashing people, whenever you talk about it, you become an enemy. Whenever you question, you're labeled stupid. People tend to think that this idea of trying to show people that is the one who knows more than any other is making it very difficult for him to deal with people. When you want people's cows to be vaccinated and you know there is a cloud of suspicion, you don't need to insult people. You don't need to force them as if you know. Some of those people who keep cows are agricultural officers. And so you need to have a very cordial way of dealing with them. And that's why I'm telling you that if he's not going to answer the 6 questions, this might lead to a rebellion. People are not going to accept it. People are not going to take it. There's going to be a stalemate and a standoff between the people and the government. People will be chased. Those will be sent there. And I'm imagining that the government is now coming with the agricultural officers, with the police, and your cows are caught by force and they are vaccinated by force. Because I know William Ruto, he can do that. He will say, I have said, if you are opposing this, then you are stupid. And they will come with the police. And some of there are homes that are locked. They have perimeter walls. How will they access that? And that's what I'm telling you, William Ruto should do better. The advisors must tell William Ruto that there is a cloud of opaqueness. People are suspicious, and he leads a people who do not trust him. There is that trust deficit. He needs to do something, ladies and gentlemen. And the ODM are saying we are not boarding. And if the ODM that are supposed to protect and defend his policies, agendas, is the one that is saying, no, we are not voting, then there is a problem. He will be left alone on this. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe, like, and share, and give your thoughts on the comment section.